Hey guys, Darren here from Smart Reselling. I know I only made a video yesterday, but there's been a couple of things that I want to kind of say, and also there's a couple of incomings I want to show you, which finally arrived today. First of all, I want to say Nick Hills, hope you feel better soon. I know you've not been too well over the last couple of days, um, and you're right. You know, I noticed how just 1 or 2 days without listing on eBay, you really notice your profit drop. And so yeah, I can certainly understand that your profits have been down while you've been ill. So, but yeah, I hope you feel better soon. Also to Ray, um, the my phone which we were talking about in my comment section. This is the phone that I sort of purchased. It's actually on contract, but it's obviously a Galaxy S5. And it does everything I need. I can still list on eBay on this. I hear the kind of ka-ching noise when I make a sale, which is handy, especially when I'm not on my computer. I can still keep up to date with sales. And with the good thing with Hermes is you can book a collection at like 11, 12 o'clock at night sometimes, still for the next day. And they still collect the next day. I just had all those packages I showed you yesterday picked up by Hermes. He's literally just left. Um, but uh, but also I'm going to talk a little bit about perceived value, which I spoke to Retro Reseller about, and basically, we were talking about how sometimes you can buy stuff where there's not really much profit in it, and sometimes nothing at all. And for me, a good example of this, I used to do this a lot in my internet marketing days. And basically, it's adding value where there isn't any. And it's not a trick or anything like that. It's just a way of thinking. It's a way of thought. You have to kind of get into the buyer's mind a little bit. And in my internet marketing days, what I used to do is we had a main product, and then we had either an upsell or a downsell or something called an OTL, which is a one-time offer. And the one-time offers used to basically be upgrade packs. So let's say I had a product which was, let's say it was a training course on how to eBay, for example, how to do eBay selling. I never made that, but as we're talking about eBay anyway, it's a good example. And I'd create that product, and it would be a series of videos explaining all of the procedures on how to set up an eBay account, how to set up a PayPal account, how to make your first sale, how to book a collection, for example. And it would be a video course, and it would be, say, $20. And then what you would do is you would create, say, a second string video course on the more in-depth stuff. And really, this video course would only be, say, 5 videos, where the main course was 20 videos. This would be only 5 videos. It wasn't too catered for the buyer, but it was still more generic stuff that really you could get made for $5 or $10 if you paid somebody else to do it for you. But I would sell it for 50 with the main pack. So really, you've only got a pack that's worth $25. But because you're bundling it up all together and it looks like a complete course all in one go, rather than them having to buy it all separately, suddenly people would pay $50, even though it's only worth 25. And it's kind of to put this into eBay terms, for those of you thinking, well, that's all well and good, but how is this going to kind of interest me with my eBay? Recently, what I showed you yesterday with the Shrek and the Donkey plush set that I sold, I kind of put this perceived value strategy into place. And basically what happened was I paid £1.99 for the talking Shrek, and I paid £1.99 for the Shrek 2 Donkey plush. Now, when I came home and I checked them on eBay, the Shrek talking doll would go for about £8.99, which was pretty decent. I paid £2 ish, so I was happy with £9 return altogether. Before fees and such. But when I checked the Shrek 2 Donkey plush, that was actually selling with free postage at £1.50. So I was already 49p down before shipping. So I figured, you know what, That's it. It's my first time I've ever bought something that I'm gonna lose money on. I didn't like it, even though it was only £1.50, £1.60 I'd lose. I didn't like it because I hate buying something that I'm going to lose money on. But I thought, you know what, I'm going to try and add. I'm going to try this perceived value approach with this. So what I did was I went on eBay, and the fact that the Shrek and the donkey from Shrek 2, they're unrelated other than the fact that they're both from the Shrek franchise. Obviously, the talking Shrek was from Shrek 1, whereas Donkey was from Shrek 2. One's a talking figure, one's a talking doll, one's just a soft plush toy. Completely different, apart from the fact they're both from the Shrek universe. So I put them both as a bundle, and I sold it for £14.99. And it went, as you saw yesterday, well, technically today, but I packed it up yesterday for £15. I sold it for £15. So if you take into account that Shrek alone was worth £8.99, that's what he's selling for on eBay. I just got really £6 for the Shrek 2 donkey, which at best is worth £1.50. Now, the reason why it's perceived value is because the person who bought it bought a bundle, they bought a set. So it's the value of that set is perceived to be more than £14.99. So people see it and think, that's a bargain. I get both of those for £15. I was expecting to pay 10, 15 just for Shrek alone. That's a great deal. I'll buy it. When in reality, they could have probably got the Shrek for £8.99 and from somebody else got Donkey for £1.50. So saving money. But they still bought it. They still purchased it. And for those of you that have watched Nick Hill's videos, you'll see him talk often about CD bundles and DVD bundles, and often Wii game bundles. And it's the same effect. That's perceived value, where the CDs that he's selling are probably worth. Now, some of the CDs that he's selling, I mean, he has some great CDs, but in the bundles alone, those ones would go for 80p, a pound, 150. You can't often charge postage on those, so really you're making like 20 or 30 pence a CD sometimes after fees and after postage. So what you do is you bundle them up, and let's say he had 10 CDs of say U2. Selling them individually, he may get £1.20, £1.80, £2 at a push per CD. And obviously you have to pay individual postage on all of those, individual fees on all of those. Whereas if you bundle them up and say, here's 10 CDs, all of you two, all different CDs in a bundle for say 20 quid or 25 quid, you'll be surprised the amount of people that would actually buy them. Now, buying them individually, they'd save a lot of money. They'd be able to get all those CDs for probably 12 to £15, and yet they've just bought yours for 20. And the reason being is because when you see 10 CDs in one listing, the perceived value is that of, well, hang on, I'm getting 10 CDs here. So the value of 10 CDs in one bundle is worth a lot more than one in one listing. So that's where perceived value comes in. You kind of make it look as though the buyer is getting a lot more than they are. And as I say, it's not a trick. You are genuinely giving them what's in the auction or what's in the listing. But listing 10 in one go makes it just look like you have a hell of a lot more than 10 individual listings. You save on fees, you save on postage, and you make more money out of items that really have very little value. So yeah, that's basically what perceived value is. So if you ever do get an item where you think, you know what, I may have made a mistake there, there's not much value in it, try and bundle it up with something similar. You know, with me, I got lucky because both were Shrek related, so it was very easy to go right. Shrek pack done. Um, but it's not always that easy. So, for example, uh, let's say if it was Donkey, you could have like an animal soft toy pack, or you could have a Disney soft toy pack if you maybe found some other Disney characters. Sorry, DreamWorks. So you could have some other DreamWorks characters, or you could just say cartoon soft toy pack and bung them all together. So there's always a theme of some sort. With CDs, it could be rock music. With DVDs, it could be horror movies or comedy films. So they don't always have to be directly linked. It helps if they are, but doesn't always have to be directly linked. So yeah, if you have any low value items, try that. It's hard. It's hard for me to show you. I'm just going to bring these over. But I have like a whole rack here of CDs. I'll bring this down and show you. I have a whole rack here of CDs. It's a bit dark. Sorry about that. But and they start from there, go all the way down to the bottom, and it's the same with them. Most of those aren't really worth much on their own. There's a couple that worth about £8 to £10 on their own, and that's great. I'll get rid of them for that price. But there's a lot that are just generic ones. There's a lot of Rod Stewart ones in there which don't really do too well on their own. But there's about 7 Rod Stewart albums there, so I'm just going to bundle them up and say $14.99 or $12.99. And to be honest, I'll get more that way than just selling them individually. So always look at that when you do have items that you realise there aren't much profit in, or that's not really worth your time selling. Sell as a bundle. You get rid of them all at once, so you haven't got to worry, and you normally get paid more. So, but yeah, that aside, I have a few incomings to show you today. Well, actually, a couple. I finally, what arrived was the Marvel reader collection from DK Books. And basically there's 15 books in a pack. Really, really good actually. I got 2 of these. They are the same, just that's the reverse side. So bring that over. There we go. So I got 2 of them. I didn't go as crazy with these as I did some of the other gear, retail wise, but I paid £11.99 each. Which was really good. These actually go on eBay for $24.99 each. The last 2 have sold for $24.99 each. I'm not saying I'm going to get $24.99, but to be honest, if I got around the $19.99 to $24.99, I'd be happy with that. That's good money for me. And also, I got these, which turned up today. There's 4 of these. And these are, let's just put the other 3 up there because they're all the same anyway. So these are Scarer Screams Monster High figures. This is the Freaky Fusion edition. So picked these up for £7.99, and the last 2 on eBay have gone for $14.99 and $19.99. So might be some good money there. As I say, I picked up 4 of them, but we'll see. If people are selling them at a cheaper level, then I'll just hang on to them. I'm not too worried. I only picked up 4. They were from Argos. The only downside with Argos, and I've noticed this on every box, is they stick these bloody labels right over on the actual main cardboard. Now they do peel off easy, or at least fairly easy, but they also do that one as well, the barcode on the back. And I noticed this with all of them. I've actually peeled a label off that one already. Yeah, they're on the top as well, another 2 labels, and it's the same with every one of them, and it's so annoying. Another big label there. So yeah, it's really, really annoying because obviously, yes, they come off easy, but one mistake, one tear, and suddenly I now have to lose profit on them. yes, in fairness, Argos don't know that I plan to resell them. As far as they're concerned, it's just for my own personal use. But I still kind of annoying because it could be Christmas presents, in which case you still don't want to give a torn box to someone for Christmas. So it's a little bit annoying. That's something to take into account with Argos. Um, is that unfortunately they don't make it too easy. I mean, as I say, I'll show you. I'll show you one on here. Let's take off this one at the top. I'll do this one live. See, so it's not too bad, but as I say, one mistake and that could easily rip. So, and if you do, then you could probably knock a couple of quid profit off of that because now it's a damaged box. But yeah, so I'm hoping to make between, I would say, £8 to maybe £10 profit on each of these. I've got 4 of them, and £10 be on the high mark. I mean, I'll be lucky if I got that. But and also with the Marvel early readers, they're still sealed. These ones, I mean, my cousin loves Marvel stuff, but I think, to be honest, these would probably be a bit young for him. I don't know what age range they're for, but you get what you get. You get the story of the X-Men, the story of Spider-Man, Spider-Man's amazing powers, the rise of Iron Man, greatest battles, Fantastic Four, the Avengers, X-Men School, Iron Man, friends and enemies, amazing powers, Fantastic Four, Avengers, meet the X-Men, Spider-Man, worst enemies, and Spider-Man, the amazing story. So you get a fair amount of books, and there's 15 altogether. I would make probably around £13 to £14 on an extremely good day on these. But on a bad day, I mean, I bought them for £11.99. On a bad day, I may make £6 or £7 a box, which is alright for me. So that's more retail arbitrage. I know a lot of people might be getting a bit bored with all the retail stuff. And I watched Joe's video, and he's absolutely right. You do have to be very careful with retail arbitrage. He brought up the fact that it's fine going to Hot UK Deals and saying, oh, that's a great deal, let's buy, and it's fine checking completed listings. But you have to see, like he said, you have to see what they've sold for and what they're currently selling for. It's fine saying that such and such, like this for example. Yes, 2 of these have sold very, very recently for £24.99. But if they're now on eBay for £14.99, well, there's no point in me listing them at £25 because obviously everyone's going to ignore that. The only thing I will say is it's not always the cheapest one that sells. A good example with me was the Spyro plush toy that I sold yesterday. I sold yesterday. I sent it off today with Hermes. This is my last one I've got left. I sold this yesterday for £8.99. I paid £2.99 for each of these, and like I showed you in my last video, I've got a whole bunch of them up there, different characters. On eBay, there's a guy selling these with free postage for £5.99, and yet I still sold mine for £9. So, and he had he got good feedback, way more than I have. Brand new with tags, just like mine, and yet I sold mine for £9, and he's selling them for £5.99. So it's not always the cheapest that sells. I know a lot of people assume that it is, but it's really not. Sometimes it's how you present the item as well. And so yeah, there's a lot to take. It's not always the cheapest, but he is right when he says you do have to be careful. I went all out and I bought a ton of retail stuff. It may work, it may not. I'm not going to lose any money on it, because I think, to be honest, even on the worst day, I'll be able to make money back. But I've already had, as I say, some messages about Castlevania, and I've got a lot of watches on them now. I've got watches on the Metal Gear as well. I'm hoping that they're watching them ready for payday, and then I may sell hopefully a few of them, which would be great. I have lowered the price of Castlevania. I went in at $49.99, and the reason being is that I knew I had more here than the other guy who was selling them for $34.99. I knew he'd run out pretty quick, so then that would kind of leave me in an ideal position to sell them for more. But to be honest, there's no point in sitting on them. So I've lowered it down to $34.99, same to kind of match him. And I've got a lot more watches on them now, so I don't mind selling them for $34.99. I could take $34.99. I only paid £17.50 for each box, so I'd be happy taking 35. 50 better, of course, but I'd be happy with 35. So, but yeah, so thanks for watching. I think I've hopefully dealt with most of the things that I kind of had on my list to talk about. I still enjoy watching your videos. Dingo 8-year-old baby, great last video. The haul there was brilliant. Joe, some great sales as well you've done. So yeah, I do want to try and get into more clothing purchases and also more trainers. When I watched Joe's videos and I noticed the trainers and the margins that he gets from them, it's just incredible, absolutely incredible. The markup he gets for his trainers, and it goes to show just how research can really help you in this field. You know, he could spot a valuable pair of trainers from a mile away at a car boot sale. So, so yeah, you know, great work with what he does with the trainers. That's incredible. I will be watching out more for trainers now, and certainly jeans and just any name brands that are in good condition. It's worth a gamble. So I'm not sure if I'm making any more videos before I go away. I'm going away Monday, sometime Monday afternoon maybe, and I'm back the following Saturday evening-ish. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to hide my listings on eBay. I may just put up a message saying, look, you know, I'm away till Saturday. Any orders will be dispatched first thing Monday, because that's obviously when I can book in a Hermes collection. It's risky because some people kind of miss the holiday message that's written on the store and say, where's my item? Then you have to explain to them, oh, I did tell you I'm away. But to be honest, I might do that because there will be a few people that would just be happy to have their order in, and then they know at least, okay, my order's in, I can move on to the next Christmas present, or I know that one's in process. So I may leave them up and just basically say I'm back Saturday, so I won't be doing any dispatching till Saturday, but feel free to order because they'll go through at least. So, but yeah, so I'm not sure whether it's going to be my last video until at least next weekend. But if it is, I wish you a great weekend, a fantastic week. I will still be able to answer any YouTube comments and eBay stuff on here while I'm away. So, and obviously I'm taking my laptop with me. I won't be recording anything, but I'll have that with me anyway. So, but yeah, I believe that is about it for now. I just wanted to show you the figures. The main reason I wanted to show you these was I actually had a comment sent to me on YouTube through the inbox system, basically saying what were these. I mentioned them in the last video, and they wanted to know what the Scare a Scream series was and where they could get them. So I thought, as they turned up, I'd rather show you. I'm not really sure. I mean, I know there's like loads of these characters and there's like so much to collect, so maybe that's why they sell for a decent price, but don't really see anything much in it myself. But then again, it's not really my demographic, is it? So, but yeah, so that's that. I hope that's answered your question. I can't remember who sent the message in. I'm sorry, but yeah. So thanks for watching. hopefully, like I said, Nick get better soon, and keep up the good work, guys. And I'll speak to you again real soon. So thank you.